Hello there, Golf Freak here, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Civ 7 as Augustus of Rome. Where we last left off, we're just pulling along. So, what do I want for scientific? Production towards buildings is just amazing. Just every time I can find stuff for that, just give me bonuses for that. That's all I want. So we took this city. This city's got 51, we're going to keep it, absolutely. 51 base production, we compare that to you, which has 36. Pretty dang solid. I think I'm going to go ahead and get the amphitheater bonus one, so I want to make sure I have amphitheaters everywhere. We're going to make sure my armies are all in and ready to go. Go ahead. I'm not going to bother upgrading because we're going to go to the next age soon. I don't know why you're telling me, because they're there because I kicked them out because we're at peace. Actually take this out. I don't need the culture anymore. All right, now my next order of business. I finished that wall. We're gonna get 3 ships. Actually, no. So I'm interested in knowing what's here and over here. I don't really have the ability. I don't really have the ability to go search this side of the continent, much less settle it. So my goal right now is figuring out where my navy's gonna go. So you are... is not. That was a forever war, but hey, it worked out. All right, so you're gonna come up here. 1 up. That's 3 going up, and then I got 2 down here that can stay here healing. Sounds good to me. All right, let's see what this city has. So it has the unique building, which I don't think does anything for me. At least I won't do it in time because this is not going to come out of it until after we're done. Oh yes, that's what that is. And the pyramids. I wish it would tell me what they did. Let me see. +1 golden production on improvements in districts on minor river settlements in this settlement. Yeah, that's just like crazy good here. Golden production on improvements and districts on minor river and navigable river tiles in the settlement. That's crazy good in this city. And the only thing I'm bummed about is that I'm not going to be able to turn you into a city beforehand. Guys, the fight's over. We won. It's not going to finish in time, but that's okay. We got the city. Whereas if we compare it to you, you've got some stuff, but it's like, whoop-de-doo. And I'm over. It's going to cause unhappiness. It's just not worth it. Okay, so you 3 are going up there. So what I'm going to do is... I'm going to be kind of tricky. We're going to go ahead and build some settlers ahead of time. And yes, I want that final wall up and running before we do that. I'm also going to want you to finish the wall out to here because that will cut off this part of the mountain, so that's important. As for you, amphitheaters are going to be more important to me. So I'm going to spend my gold to buy the amphitheaters everywhere because I'm going to get Golden Age amphitheaters. Probably get Golden Age amphitheaters. Yes, I get better. That's really good. So but it's only 2 culture additional. I'd rather build it there. Oh, you're pretty safe from being invaded. I'm not going to bother building walls. Amphitheater. And I've got the gold. Let's just go ahead and throw down the harbor, because that'll give me extra gold per turn. Yeah, I got amphitheaters everywhere. That will definitely make that golden age really worth it. I didn't even think about that. That makes Augustus really good if you have lots and lots of cities. All right, so we've got... I'd rather have these than the walls. Extra production. And then I will get the walls out. Oh shoot, I had an amphitheater down here. Okay, so I got one more. It's gonna take a couple turns to get that gold.
Perfection is achieved, not when there is nothing more to...
Let's see. I also am going to want the ancient bridge here. It's gonna be kind of pointless, but it is gold per turn. You can go there. Hoping my gold per turn is going to be high enough that when I need the gold in the next era, I'm gonna get it. Have enough. No. All right. Definitely want archers in this one. Full up. Likes civilization with the greatest number of military units, dislikes ones with the smallest. I have the smallest military? Seriously? Guess that tracks. Alright, so I'm gonna need a pretty strong navy if I'm gonna hold off his attack later on. Keeping this in mind for later. This one horseman's just like, ah! Amphitheater. Yeah, I'll just take the bonus. It's okay. Oh. Yeah, I haven't met them. Okay. I was gonna say, does that let me cheat? But no. There's only 4 alive. That's crazy. There's not that much room for new ones to pop up either. Okay, let's see. With these two armies, I don't want them to stay too close to one another. But I'm very, very friendly with Gilgamesh. To the point where I'm not actually worried about him attacking me. Even next time. So, yeah, we're just gonna keep both my armies here. Yeah, it wants me to throw a city up there. Well, I'm not doing this yet. We're just gonna have you chill out on the water. It's fine. So I don't know if this actually reduces the cost of settlers in the next era either, which would be really interesting if I'm cheesing it by doing it this way. Because I have continuity up, the settlers remain, as do merchants, which is also something I would want to be doing after getting all of the walls that I want. Let's see. I would want the walls here. They can, if I get, no, I don't. I'm okay. So we can spam some merchants. I'm pretty sure merchants carry over. If they don't, then I'm out of luck. But if they do, then I'm in good shape. So this is, I'm pretty sure, going to end with the age transition. I'd rather keep my Diplo points for the next age. And you can actually, do I want to build roads anywhere? You don't have a road to here, really? But you are getting... Okay, let me check. Bring you into a farming town. Yeah, Rome and Perantium are both... You are getting it. So you don't have a road up there, but you don't really need a road up there. It's just a good thing to check. Let's see. You're pretty much fully grown. Let's turn you into an urban center just for shits and giggles. Oh, you can build all this stuff if you turn it into a, you can buy all this stuff. You can turn it into a urban zone. I've never done that before, so that makes urban zones actually really good. It just makes them like mini cities. Now, next age, I'm not gonna. Okay, you're getting both. Next age, I'm not gonna do that because the amount of food that they would get is tremendous. You can build production stuff there. That's crazy. Gold, yeah, none of this stuff is particularly worth it, but it does mean, that's good to know, I can throw in the Great Works. 3, 7, 9. Oh, I do need it. I have 10, yeah? I'm 1 short. Oh, I have to research mathematics and build an academy. I'm not gonna be able to do it. So is it worth the 5, 7 science? It's only going to be 3 science next age. I don't think it's particularly worth the gold. I'd rather keep my gold. Yeah, it's fine. We'll just let you sleep. There's nothing else in particular I'd want to build here. Yeah. That's good to know. Go back to growing. Checked you already. Checked you. There. Let's see. How much food? Yeah, you're not much of a growth town. At least not yet. Always your happiness. Only 10, so 2 happiness wouldn't kill it. And this would be an improvement. And also would give me access to this tin eventually. Let's do it. And you're connected to both my cities. Good. Agenda of Confucius has changed. Likes with the most. So I have the most specials. That's not too surprising, actually. Let's see. 3 turns. You're growing in 3 turns. You're growing in 1 turn. Beautiful. I got to be careful because I have a lot of specialists. Going to kill my happiness. Do I want that third settler or do I want the arena? I think I'd rather have the arena in all honesty. Do I need another ancient bridge? No. Okay, you can just keep spamming merchants. The wall's not really necessary. Sounds good to me. So I really approve of that difficulty, considering that it was a tough fight for me to just keep going. But in the end, I got it what I wanted. So put you in there for the extra bonus there. Once again, I don't know if this stacks and force science difference isn't a huge thing at this point. I might be able to buy an academy. Has 3 codex slots. If it doesn't end the turn, I might be able to do that. Am I still stealing from Friedrich? Yeah, so I might get it next turn. That would be amazing. Yeah, give me the increased science. I think merchants carry over. I only know settlers carry over because I tested that out. I'm not 100% on that though. Wasn't the final turn, so I might actually be getting lucky here.
There is geometry in the humming of the strings.
Final turn. I have barely enough. Let's do it. Let's see. Give me a production. Yeah, I'm only gonna get the base from this anyway, so let's throw you in. I might replace you eventually. So we got that, and then boom. So academies become Golden Age academies, but I don't have enough time to build more of those, unfortunately. Just gave me an additional point, but I got the amphitheaters everywhere. Now I don't have the gold that I would have wanted in order to do exactly what I want. So, for example, this will turn... Actually, no, wait, it does, because I only have 2 cities. I can do this. Nice. Yeah, I got this here. That probably helped. Alright, let's pop a quick save. And go. You're done with the Age of Antiquity. 159 turns, a
Great
little on the
works of
longer
literature
side.
lay in splendor, their provenance no matter.
But that's fine. I managed to get all three, so we have the maximum amount of unlocks, which is awesome. Didn't get first place in the Great Library, but that's fine. I did manage to get it in the end, which is the important thing. And overall, I did best, but they were doing pretty solid. But that's usually the case. In fact, I'm usually not in first place. This was just a particularly good game. Managed to get all the way up from level 1 to level 4. So that gives me this, which I can't see what it does. Gives me the culture node, some cards, transition next stage. All right, once again, we are limiting to just whichever ones are basically cultural or whichever ones his face is on. So I'm just limiting myself to these. So we have cultural scientific, expansionist militaristic, and economic militaristic. So, interestingly, receive gold for each rural population when creating a specialist. Pretty solid. Science and happiness is also pretty solid. +1 science to all specialists in the city, which would be a great kind of like, so this is like science focus, which would be a great counter to what I've been doing, which is culture, because having those balanced means you have a pretty solid game. The only issue is I don't like this unit, but you know, overall that's pretty solid. We get gold and science. Look at Bulgaria. We get land units around production in all cities equal to 50% production based on pillaging. Okay, that's interesting. Unique cavalry unit, whoop-de-doo. Unique commander with has 3 movement. Units as commanders can pillage for 1 movement. Okay, so that's really cool. You can basically just run through and pillage, but that's very specific. Then we have the hidden fort, which is a production. Units on this tile gain stealth. I don't know what that means. It just can't be seen, I guess. Counts as fortification, 6 combat strength and defending with place rough terrain, not adjacent to another hidden fortress. Cool, but I think it's very specific and not necessarily that great. And then we have Spain. We get +2 gold. Food, gold, and production in settlements adjacent to coast, and in settlements following your own religion. I have none adjacent to coast, and I do have this, but that's not great. That's not great. That's not great. +2 gold in each settlement for every settlement distant lands. It's pretty solid. I like to have settlements in distant lands. And this gives me culture and gold. And then allows training of conquistadors. Conquistadors are a great person, can be trained positive upon the random rank, become once can be activated in distant lands. I think the easiest to use is going to be Abbasid. You pronounce that. So we're going to go as them. Before I do that, though, I want to change my mementos. We are no longer going to have either of these. We're going to go Brush and Scroll. Brush and Scroll is 5% growth rate in cities for every specialist in that city. Since I'm already starting to get specialists in my capital, I'm starting to get all my towns online, sending food. That's going to be really good to making my cities pretty tall. Now, as for the rest, I could get the Queen's Jewelry, which gives me, it's going to give me, it's going to be 12 gold per turn, which isn't a thing to sneeze at. That's like 5% increase. Or, because typically I'd like to get a Shisha necklace because I'd like to gain city-states as quickly as possible, but I just don't see city-states. So it's just not going to be good. Yes, 1 or 2 might spawn, but I'll probably be able to buy every single one I can find. We could also get the extra policy slot, which wouldn't hurt considering how much culture I have. Or I could get extra culture from specialists. If there was science from specialists, I'd be more inclined into getting that. Which would lead me to get the scientific attribute point. Or I could get this, where I could get 15% production from getting a technology or civic mastery. It's tempting. But I think from the beginning, getting what I want, the scientific attribute point is going to be more important. So we're going to do that and brush and scroll. And let's go ahead and cut the video off here. Thank you all very much for watching, and God bless.